Good day, Ma'am Quintos. My name is Angelina Evangelista, and I am here to tell you about the differences of over-the-counter drugs and prescription drugs. First, let's talk about what these two drugs actually are. Over-the-counter drugs are medicines sold directly to consumer without a requirement for a prescription from a healthcare professional, as opposed to prescription drugs, which may be supplied only to consumers possessing a valid prescription. A prescription drug is a pharmaceutical drug that legally requires a medical prescription to be dispensed. In contrast, over-the-counter drugs can be obtained without a prescription. Moving on to the main topic at hand, what are the differences between both of them? Starting with prescription medicine, prescription drugs are intended for use by one individual patient to treat a specific condition, and when starting the medication, each patient is legally entitled to speak with a pharmacist about the drug. Prescription drugs must pass through many clinical trial phases, approval by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and monitored for safety and side effects even after the drug is on the market. Over-the-counter drugs, on the other hand, are not intended for a specific individual, although depending on the medication, such as creams, eye drops, or nasal sprays, the user may want to be the only consumer of the medication. OTC drugs are monitored by the FDA, but it is not as strict as the process prescription drugs may go through. Manufacturers are required to make drugs only based on a specific formula with regards to the strength of the drug, and they must have FDA-approved labeling and FDA-specific dosage to be on the market.
What is a drug? A drug is a substance that can be ingested or introduced to the body. It can also affect how your body functions. Drugs may be legal or illegal. Drug misuse is when someone uses a drug for something other than its intended reason.
Drug tolerance occurs when a person's physical body does not respond to a substance such as drugs and alcohol. Therefore, it takes higher dose of the substance to reach the same effect as they first use it. And what about drug abuse? Well, drug abuse is when a person continues using them despite the negative impact that will affect their own body.
Good afternoon. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Maruha Josa S. Lugto.
Here's your question. In your opinion, is the drug campaign of the government effective?
In my own opinion, I think the government's drug campaign is not effective. Why? Most of the time, the plans and processes that they use or implement is morally wrong and violates someone's human rights. Yes, there are several drug lords in the Philippines who were caught and put behind bars, but many civilians who are not guilty are also involved too. In short, maraming buhay ang namamatay at nadadamay dahil sa kagustuhan na maging drug-free area yung barangay nila.
Your second question is it promoting the welfare of the Filipinos as a citizen of the country?
No, it instills fear, terror, and panic to the citizens.
Okay, your last question is what are the advice that you can give to the youth now about smoking cigarette and drinking alcohol?
My advice would be break the association between the smoking and the drinking. Kasi kapag nasanay na yung isang tao na gawin yung dalawang bagay, mahihirapan siyang um, mag-concentrate sa isa. So, ang advice ko is mag-focus muna siya sa isang bagay. Let's say, the drinking muna. Then, if okay na siya, if comfortable na siya, if kaya niya nang i-let go yung pag-drink ng alcohol, pwede na niyang simulan or humingi ng advices din kung paano naman ma-overcome yung cigarette. So, at the same time, hindi lang yung drinking of alcohol ang nalabanan niya as well as the cigarette. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you for your answer and goodbye. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Prince Joshua S. Lugtu, and I'm 17 years old and currently residing at Paco, Manila. So I'm here to be your interviewee. So proceed in asking your question.
Okay, your first question is the drug campaign of the government effective?
Uh, for me, naturally, no. Kasi yung campaign na sinasabi, para sa akin, more on information yung nasasabi sa mga mamamayan. Imbis na prevention yung nangyayari, naging overload sila sa information na makakalimutan rin naman nila. So, para sa akin, yung purpose ng mga campaign na nangyayari dito sa Pilipinas, parang wala ring epekto. Kasi, ang akala nila, yung kalaban nila, yung drugs mismo. Pero hindi nila alam, yung kalaban dapat is yung sarili natin. Parang imbis na yung mga pulis, kinukulong agad nila, pinapatay agad nila pag nakita nilang may drug. Parang ginajudge agad nila yung tao. Hindi nila tinitignan yung sitwasyon, gano'n. Ang nangyayari, imbis na nare-rehab sila, namamatay agad sila. Hindi sila nabibigyan ng second chance na magbago. So, ayun, yun yung pananaw ko.
Okay, second question is it promoting the welfare of the Filipinos as citizens of the country?
Pag sinabi kasing welfare, more on help eh. So, in a way na nagbibigay nga sila ng information, ayun, nakakatulong yun. Pero yung safety ng mga mamamayan, ganon, kasi hindi nila masyadong naisa sa buhay, hindi nila nape-prevent yung sarili nila sa paggamit ng drugs, ayun, hindi nila nakakamit yung welfare na yun. So, 50-50 para sa akin, yung campaign.
Last question is, what are the advice that you can give to the youth now about smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol?
Para sa akin, siguro, nagre-reflect na yan sa households nila eh. Kung maganda yung environment nila, hindi agad sila para may impluwensyahan sa paligid nila. So, kung alam nila na yung nagtuturo sa kanila is tama at hindi nila yung gagawin, parang ayun, hindi nila magagawa. So, depende talaga sa household, tsaka depende rin sa sarili. Ayun, yun lang.
Okay, thank you for your answers and goodbye. Good afternoon. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Diana Abuel, a student at the same time a mother.
Okay, your first question is drug campaign of the government effective?
No, kasi marami pa rin namang mga drug addict, and then yung mga malalaking drug lord hindi pa nahuhuli.
Okay. The second question is it promoting the welfare of the Filipinos as citizens of the country?
Oo naman kasi 'di ba yun? Drug war para sa mga kabataan yun. Huhulihin yung mga pusher and addict para sa kaligtasan ng next generation.
Okay, your last question is what are the advice that you can give to the youth now about smoking cigarette and drinking alcohol?
Hindi yun maganda sa katawan ng isang kabataan. Kasi nga, 'di ba, de-destroy niya yung health mo, hindi lang yung health mo, pati yung relationship mo sa family. So, pag nag-smoke ka, yung third smoker yung mas apektado, hindi lang ikaw. Hindi lang yung health mo yung masisira, pati yung mga nasa paligid mo. Ano pa yung sa addict? Bawal yun. Mahuli ka ni Duterte.
Okay. Thank you for your answer and goodbye.
Dependence is characterized by the symptoms of tolerance and withdrawal. Addiction is marked by a change in behavior caused by biochemical changes in the brain after continued substance abuse.